We are back. How's it going, everyone? Oh man, it has been. I don't even know. I don't even know, dude. But yeah. Hope everyone's having an amazing day, afternoon, and or night, wherever you're at, wherever you're from. So welcome to Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I got recommended by one of my friends to check this out. It is more of a laid-back, chill type game where okay. Sound. Yep. Okay, everything's good. San Francisco, California. But yeah, this one's more of a laid back type. Think of it as tall tales, like that sort of thing. And that's all I know. That's all I really know. I'm excited, but I do like the art style so far. Let us begin.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Ooh, go to the safe
You
house.
walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open. You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good. The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches. The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Ooh, I'm excited. High stakes. I do like the art style and the narrator. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Love his voice.
Gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Oh, I better go all in.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Oh, nothing can beat me. Let's go all the way.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Oh, man, I got fold, I
The
reckon.
man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
Ooh, this some risky business.
Yep. 10, jack, queen, king, ace. All spades. The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Time to show it. That kid. What is that?
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor.
Ooh, I like this music. Now, one thing that my friend did tell me was that the Wolfman is actually voiced by Sting. I found that very, very surprising.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
I mean, yeah, you got a point there. Can't argue with that.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Okay, what do we got here? 3 of staves, travel. Choice, morality, justice. The world. Heaven, desires fulfilled, wishes come true. Wheel of fortune. Fortune, fate, luck. The tower. Death, change. Endings, moving on. Well, I mean, since it was gambling that got me here, I guess I'll go with Wheel of Fortune. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Why not?
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you.
Ooh.
It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
Okay, so I guess I'll do, yeah, I'll do the world. The parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain, El Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Oh.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
Yeah, let me go with travel. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliché in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Ooh. Alright, Justice. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
And the last one, the Tower. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Desiccated corpses. God, I can't read.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain.
The hell does that mean?
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not.
Ooh.
Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Well, thank you, Wolfman. So yeah, one of my friends told me that this is kind of like a walking simulator type, but it's got amazing music. Canada, USA.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway. The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Yeah, why not?
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Ooh, let's go, got a new story. Okay, so it doesn't show me a map, okay. Okay, in-game manual.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stone storms or the waters of this land. And by I'll see them far and
Man, I just love this music though.
'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Okay, inventory. A pair of bone dice. Loaded to roll snake eyes nearly every time. Oh, let's go. I got a new one. One of 237. My God. Okay, so I'm in Maine right now. Okay. Holy shit! Okay, well, yeah. And I gotta walk all the way around the U.S. We're in for a long haul.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle. The shape gives a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
Oh man, I can't. I gotta.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Oh, got myself another one. Alright, time to settle in Portland for a sec.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore. Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Seagulls and the fishermen.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Ooh, okay. I guess I'll just approach the woman.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful shaded brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open with a daunting staircase before you.
Oh, definitely
At
gotta
the
do
top
that.
of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation.
He kind of
His
reminds me
tone
of
betrays
Soldier
affection
76.
Instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular. On the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we manage.
The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts.
I dabble. But you must have some good stories from the road.
Oh,
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave. A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another. The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Oh, a reunion.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us.
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck. The long-lost brothers pose
money.
in front of traffic. Cry snot pouring out of their noses. As angry passerby wave you out of the road, each brother presses a coin into your hand. When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
Boston. Red brick, green trees, blue sky in this weather. Boston is beautiful. That is until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Oh, so I can explore, earn money, train station, store. Yeah, why not explore?
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Keep walking.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that threaten to wrench your ankle out of place. Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world. It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance. You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
Oh shit, I'm caught in a fight.
When you come to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
Yeah, let's try to earn money now. Wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Look for work, panhandle. Let me try panhandling. Sour cloudy skies and sour faces on the passerby. The folks here are distant. You end up with nothing more than a sore ass. Well, time to get to stepping.
Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
Man, I really just love this artwork, though. It's beautiful.
You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
The white deer. Okay, how do I stop? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Chapter 1.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is. This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Ooh.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip. I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. You got any happy stories?
Okay, happy story. Gotcha. Collected so far, they're organized by subject, because the boss likes the tarot card. This is the subject of each story. You tell a person a story about love, for example, they'll tell you something. Okay, sweet. As night goes on, the account will be moved left to right. Reaches the right side, the night is over. I'll usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. Tell them the type of story they requested, you'll gain trust. Ooh. Okay, something happy. Sadness, love, family, future. Yeah, I guess this is happy. The past memories. Tell the story of a strange glamour on the streets of Boston. Oh, yeah, I guess I can do that one.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Okay, something thrilling. Yeah, let's go with the fool. Tell the story of the white deer around Boston.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
Damn it, I thought Joe was right. Son of a bitch.
Freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it. But the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
Okay, don't got any funny, I guess I'll go love. Tell the story of the two lighthouse keepers near Portland, Maine.
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me.
Okay, so fuck me then. I guess that's the happy one. Shit, I don't know nothing about stories.
Love stories. Huh.
Damn.
Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love, singing and talking about it all the damn time. I'm not sure I see the appeal myself. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
And I keep telling you, boy, I don't got any funny stories. Fuck it. Queen of Cups family. Tell the story of the two brothers who reconnected after 30 years apart around Boston. Tell the story of the boy who ran away with his father in Maine. Let's go, brothers. Oh, brother, where art thou?
What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in they make you snooze?
Okay, I swear I'm gonna kill this kid.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. You got any happy stories?
Son of a bitch, I already told you like 2-3 happy stories. What more do you want? Alright, I guess I'll do, future. Tell the story of the seagulls and the fishermen near Portland.
Now that's a happy story.
Let's go.
What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay, so it'll be on the outside of New York.
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture.
Alrighty then.
With things being so depressed,
Ooh,
folks
I'll
walk
fight back
around
soon.
like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
Alright, shoot, where am I
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, I won't be no one else to dig my hole.
Just walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Well, let's listen to it. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were heading next? Hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in the land for sure. It gives a gravely laugh. That's what humans say anyway. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears.
This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Okay, how do I pull up the map, though? That's the main thing I'm looking for. Hey, made to New York. You share the bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts, suddenly turning towards you. Want to hear a good story? With the air of the old man who distracted himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the two brothers who wandered seeking one another for 50 years, confusing themselves now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. You suddenly realize that he told you a twisted version of the story about the two brothers who reconnected after 30 years apart, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. Is this true? The old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back towards the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know what you put up in the chat. No, I did not, but I'll check that out later. I do like stories.
I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers.
A ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still. He's eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
The Leatherman says, and adds,
idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien?
Soon, he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Ooh, the Leatherman's cave. Yeah, all these are tall tales as I walk across America. The air stinks of gasoline and trash, and you're boxed in by brick. But damn, well, tall tales and actual tales. I mean, some of these I'm hearing for the first time, so I actually have no idea which one's true and which one's false. There's something invigorating about that sting. God, you feel like there's an engine in your chest. Okay, let me
The
explore.
engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I wish you didn't have to go, she says. There's gotta be work on some of those buildings going up.
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Well, I'll have to look that up then. The Leatherman.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I definitely gotta look that up then. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Let me look for work. The hospital needs someone to mop floors for the day. Nurse gives you instructions, rat-tat-tat. Scrub surgery A and floor 2. Skip the room with the newborns, asked Dr. Penny. If he wants his office done, this is very important, get the hallways before lunch. You try to remember all the nurses' very important instructions, but it's impossible. You haven't seen her in hours, this place is busy as hell, and nobody's watching you. I guess try to find her. You roll your bucket through the halls, asking other folks where she might be. But it turns out that dark-haired, middle-aged woman in the nurse's clothes describes about 50 people in this building. Eventually you find her in a room with a wheezing child. Brow furrowed. She opens her mouth to, that Thomas you. Then stops. Well, actually, I don't remember, she admits. Just mop stuff, okay? You spend the rest of the day absently mopping stuff. The pay is just okay. Yeah, no, it definitely sounds awesome. I'll have to check that out for sure. Slice. Jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it calls. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better, much better. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? The ones you got now, psh, pathetic stuff. You tell these stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits.